the idea that, you know, I'm taking the same dosage or same vitamin as my mom or dosage of medication as my dad is actually really weird when you think about it. That doesn't make sense. I wouldn't wear the same clothes as my parents. I wouldn't eat the same thing for dinner. So the idea that I take the same thing from a medicinal or preventative health situation didn't make sense. Remedy, I started in May of 2019, and it actually came as a result of my previous business and what I was doing just before I started it, which was a company called Magic Candy Factory. So in 2015, I started developing 3D printers for food because I wanted to be able to allow for customers to create their own products in stores, because there's no way to make enough varieties, you know, and put them on a shelf so that people will be able to have enough options so that everybody walks away with exactly what they want. So my brain's way of working around that problem was, okay, well, what if we could create a device which would allow for people to, you know, choose from a huge number of different variable inputs and create a unlimited number of outputs. And so Magic Candy Factory was the world's first FDA and FSA compliant food printer, which I invented in 2015. And that went around the world and was very successful. And to be honest, if you could actually travel right now, you could still find it all over the world. But at the end of the day, it was making a product which was a customized confectionery, and it was awesome, but it was a novelty, right? It was a massive advancement for the tech, but it wasn't really making a meaningful difference in people's lives. And so I started to think about ways that we could use the technology that we had in order to really make an impact in an industry that needed personalization desperately and had a really big value add. And that was very obvious to me to be health and wellness. And so I started to work on ways to adapt the technology that I'd already created. And at that point, I think I had 6 patents. And we worked on it for around 18 months. And when we formed Remedy, really, we had already then created a prototype that would allow for us to create customized, what we call daily nutrition stacks, and had very much the feasibility model for our first concept, Nourished, to be ready to go to market. Nourished is the world's first personalized gummy vitamin. We basically have an algorithm linked to a consultation questionnaire on our website. You can answer some questions about your health, your lifestyle, and goals. And then the intelligent logic in the algorithm and the AI capability within that produces a recommendation of 7 different nutrients from a list of 30 different vitamins, minerals, superfoods, and actives that are possible that are best suited to you. And then when you decide that you're happy, we actually 3D print that product fresh for you, specifically for you, to order in our facility in Birmingham, UK, and then ship them to your door every month in plastic-free packaging. So that concept is really exciting because it's authentic personalization. And I think where a lot of people talk about personalization, what's really happening is there's a bunch of products that they're pushing people into buckets, or they're taking pre-made product and pushing it together into a consignment, if you will. But we are really the first ones to be able to authentically manufacture a unique product for each person, and 3D printing makes it possible. Our printers are able to combine multiple materials, which is another really important thing. They have 7 extruder heads and they're all printing at once. And this allows for rapid production, but still authentic personalization, which is really, I think, the game changer when it comes to scalability. You know, you could make a unique product for each person if you handmade it, for example, but it's not scalable, and you certainly can't get it to market at a good price. And so with this new advancement, we're really able to overcome those difficulties, but still offer the same level of customization at the end. In America, I think the VMC segment is now more than 50% non-pill formats, if you will, and gummy is certainly the biggest part of that. And I think the reasoning around it is kind of twofold. The first one is consumers enjoy having a gummy much more than they enjoy popping pills. There's also some really, meaningful health benefits when it comes to gummy, which is, when you think about the way your body naturally digests and absorbs nutrients from whole foods. So think about, you're eating a banana, your body recognizes it as food when it enters your stomach, goes into digestion mode, releases lots of different types of enzymes, and pulls nutrients and vitamins and minerals out of that natural food so your body can utilize it. It also pulls out things like energy, like sugar or calories. It also pulls out protein, etc. Now, if you're having a pill, your body doesn't recognize that it's food. So in certain types of vitamins in pill form, you actually suffer a huge amount of less than optimal absorption. Now, that's not the case in some other things that are water soluble. You still have a decent absorption rate for things like B12. But when you're thinking about vitamin D3, that's a fat soluble vitamin. So if you're taking that in a pill and you're not eating food with it, then your body's not going to be able to absorb as much of it, which is often why you find on the back of pill bottles, it will say, take with food, because they want you to do the work, right? So if you put the ingredient into a food, our gummies are made with a patented pectin molecule, which is coming from an apple. That is food already. So you basically got one thing to do. You're going to get the optimal absorption, and you're going to have a much more enjoyable format to take. And then I think the last thing I'll mention about our specific gummy is, freshness is something that people think about a lot when they think about like produce or meat or bread. You would never buy like old bread or old meat or an old piece of fruit. That's so gross when you think you can picture, right, moldy bread. But actually people are buying vitamins that are like a year to 18 months old. And you think, oh, wait. And vitamin pills are just like any other food or any other thing containing nutrients. From the day that they're made or from the day that they're picked, they lose nutrients in the air. Now, our products currently, if you order in the UK, for example, on day 1, we'll make it on day 2 and you have it by day 3. And that is literally the freshest vitamin money can buy. And because of that freshness, we can guarantee 99.5% efficacy. And the benefit to the user is actually much higher than some of these pill-bought vitamins who have been sat in supply chain for like over a year before you consume them.